I chose to do World War II Code Talkers. It was founded by a man named Philip Johnson. He was the son of a Protestant missionary. Johnson had grown up on the Navajo reservation. He then became an army man. And now he has retired out and became a civilian living in California. He come up with an ideal of a way to keep enemies from breaking our codes. He later then became known for that movement of having Navajo code talkers to prevent the enemies from breaking our codes. Just a little back history of the Navajo language and how it became such a movement for Johnson. It is a unique language. It is rarely used elsewhere, and inflections of the way it's pronounced is determining the word's meaning. Navajo words can have 4 distinct meanings. Navajo verbs are especially complex, which made it very hard for outstanders to even understand exactly what we were talking about or the Navajos were talking about during the war. And some couldn't even comprehend it because they said it was more of like a gargling noise, like a garbage disposable, or like you were coughing. This all happened in 1942. There were, at this time, no Navajo alphabet, and the language did not exist in written form. This first visual aid, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, it shows the alphabetical code. It shows some words, and if I pronounce this wrong, don't judge me. But for ant, they would say wula-chi, and for apple, they would say bila-sanana. They would say things like navy, and in the Navajo word, it would put tashahi, which is needle, wula-chi, ant, and then Anki-glanti for Victor, and Tashani-a-dozai for Yaka, which in it was Navy. They would do things like that for enemies not to break the code. They would have it long written out in words for where they needed to do it. The coming forth of the Navajo language on how Johnson was able to get the military to use it. He visited the U.S. Marine Corps Camp Elliott near San Diego in February. At a meeting with the Signal Corps Communication Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Jones E. James, Johnson then described to him how the code would work and how it would happen and help with the military in preventing the enemies from breaking it, and how it was based on the Navajo language. Johnson then was asked from Colonel James E. Jones, was asked to recruit 4 volunteers for the Navajo reservation to provide a demonstration and help the military men that are recruited to understand the language and to use it for, they can try it and give it a test to see if it would work and the enemies wouldn't be able to break it. This being said, the unit was formed in early 1942 with the first 29 Navajo code talkers. Although the code has now been modified and expanded through the war, the first group was to receive it was the ones right here in my picture, and it just shows them scribbling it out and trying to relay it, and then it shows 2 of the Navajo speakers for the U.S. Marine Corps. To end this, I hope that you guys understand that Philip Johnson was still able to serve his country, that he always wanted to do, even retired out of the military, by recruiting 4 bilingual Navajos to help translate the language to the fellow Marines, which became the first 29 Navajo talkers in 1942 to ever be recruited by Johnson and to use this code in World War II. Marines use it to this day, and will always be one of their moments in history that they are very, very proud of. They use this code to help prevent the enemies from breaking it, so they can follow on through their missions and be able to keep each other safe and get what they needed to be done. I hope y'all understood and learned something today, as well as I'll be learning from you guys. Thank you very much.